All right, everybody, I have a magic trick for you. How to tell someone what you do without being there. The answer, video bios, also well known as elevator pitch videos or profile videos. Actually, probably not well known because these aren't really popular yet. This is a service, a thing that I've done with a handful of folks so far, and I think the internet is starting to warm up to these. But if you haven't heard of them, have no fear. These type of videos, this short 1-minute video that explains who you are and what you do and why you do it, is a great way to connect with your audience, and it just gives your clients, customers, a glimpse into the kind of person that you are. But I don't want to spill the beans too much. Let's get started.
Thank you for checking out the Media Marketing Podcast, a place where you can learn all things media and marketing related. Don't miss a beat in boosting your business and your brand. In each episode, you'll gain valuable insights, tools, and strategies to apply to your marketing efforts. And now your host, Brian Cargill.
Okay, so just to give you guys a sense of what these are, I'm going to play the audio form of my video bio that I created about half a year ago. Things have shifted slightly, but for the most part, this gives you a good sense of who I am. Please keep in mind it does have a visual component to these video bios, hence the video visual part of it. But yeah, take a listen, and you'll get a sense of what we're talking about here. Hi, my name is Brian Cargill. I'm a marketer in Portland, Oregon. And this is my setup. I enjoy working with small businesses and individuals, helping them develop their personal brands. Some of the biggest things I bring to the table is my video production skills, which you're watching here now, podcasting, event photography, and helping out with brand and content development. I like to think of videos and podcasts like the blogs of the early 2000s. What do blogs do? They help establish credibility, they share valuable information, and they generate thought leadership in the marketplace. Want to help boost your marketing efforts? Come work with me. I can help consult, or I'm happy to hear any kind of ideas you might have. So there you have it. Nice and sweet. Who I am, why I'm passionate about what I do, how I help people, and then some of my interests outside of what I do the day-to-day, just so people know that I have a personal life, that I'm not all business all the time. Gives people maybe something else that they can talk about with me. It's a little icebreaker. But in this podcast, I'm going to break down who, what, when, where, why, and how to go about getting a video bio. And I also have a little bonus in there, so stick around for the end, and I'll be revealing that. So first off, out of the bat, who needs a video bio? Well, the first people that come to mind for me are people who are selling things, salespeople of all kinds, and then next would be public speakers and authors in particular. Honestly, at the end of the day, everyone is selling something, so these can be great videos actually within an organization to help people get a better sense of who are the people that they're working with in their company. But I think to get your big bang for your buck is having this be an external facing thing. So those are people who are selling, leaders in their industry. So if you're someone that does a lot of public speaking for gigs, people look to you because of your blog posts or the things that you've done. Having a video bio is a great way for people to get another touch point beyond just those pieces of content that you've produced or just your namesake, but they're able to see who you are, how you talk. They're able to connect with you emotionally by being able to see you through the screen, and then, like I mentioned earlier, those different interest points of what it is that you like to do outside of work, which can be brought up in conversation and is sometimes a little bit more fun to talk about than the nitty-grittiness of your job. The next type of person that would benefit from a video bio is a business owner. You run your company, but not often do we talk about why we started our company, or what it is that you're trying to get out of your business, or who are the type of people that you would like to work with. So having this as another way to be the face of your organization can be great. And I'll talk a little bit in a second where these things would live. So even if you don't fit the criteria of all of these, you can still find benefit, and I think you can still find value from creating a video bio. So what is a video bio? A video bio, break it into 3 parts. It is your name and title. That's not part of the 3, but and then number 1 is what do you do. Number 2, why you're passionate about what you do, and then number 3, your interests. Like we said, that makes you human, and that allows people to see a different side of you than the business aspect. But also, I think it's really important to know why it is you do what you do and what makes you passionate about that work. And I think that can be a really big differentiator among all the people in your industry, because everyone has different reasons for why they get into something. Some of the things that I've heard is because of your parents, or because you like to help people, or because you like the challenge of it all. Those are all great reasons to get into a industry, and a great reason to stick around too. And I think your clients will find that, hey, if this person has my back, that's someone that I want to work with. So when is a good time to have a video bio? Honestly, any time is a good time. Probably the earlier the better, the sooner the better is key, because it allows time for all the metadata within Google and YouTube for this to rank a little bit higher. There's always value in being the first in doing something, so not a lot of people have these yet. So if you're one of the first, it allows you to stand out, especially among your peers, until everyone starts doing this, and then it just becomes commonplace. So while you can get the jumping on this early, you can really create a little niche and namesake for yourself in your industry where you're trying to serve people. Where would something like this exist? Well, if you have a website, it can live on the about side of your website. If your website is just your name and something that you're featuring, it can be that first video that people see when they land on your website. I was just looking at a technology recruiting company the other day, and their owner had his own video on the front page of it, his video bio. And even though he has employees and people that work under him, he still wanted to be the face of the organization and let the audience, the customer, whoever is looking to do business with this company, what his core values were, because that's going to be a trickle down, a reflection on the company as a whole. Another place where video bios can live is on your LinkedIn page. So you can pin it to the very top of your LinkedIn, and it's not only just, it goes beyond just that little photo that people see in the corner or the things that you write about, but it's actually you saying it. And with the audio and the visual aspect, people are able to emotionally relate to you and make a decision of whether or not they want to continue to work with you in the future or pursue your services. Another place that a video bio can really serve you is in your email signature. So down in the bottom corner of your email, typically people put their phone number, their website, other contact information, sometimes their address, sometimes their own email. But having a thumbnail, which can be, I've seen people do this very cleverly with a moving GIF, or it could be a static little icon of you, not an icon, but an image of you with a play button icon on it. That can be a great way for people to just click on that, and it kicks them over to wherever site you're using to host, whether that's Vimeo or YouTube, and then it'll pop up and they'll be able to learn a little bit more about you. Right now, at this time, you cannot currently embed a video into an email. You can link one or attach it, which in some sectors works well, but I don't know if everyone wants to download a pretty big video file. You can compress it. Most emails max out at 18 megabytes, and this is getting a little bit more in the weeds. But to attach a video can be a little suspect, and it might put you into someone's spam folder. So I typically recommend just making the little image thumbnail, compressing that, and then people can click on that and make it, and it'll kick them over to the video hosting platform, and they can learn more about you. The next aspect is why. Why should you have one of these? I've talked about it in previous videos and podcasts, but this is a spin on the FUEL acronym, where there's functionality to a video. A video is unique. A video establishes thought leadership, and it links you with others. On that last one, linking, it's another way for you to connect with your audience beyond just text, photo, and maybe if you have a podcast, audio. So you can write a nice paragraph about yourself and what you do. People may or may not read that. Not everyone's a reader. You can have a photo and maybe some action shots of what you do, but that might not fully encapsulate what it is that you bring to the table. But having this video, you're guiding someone from point A to point B and saying very nicely who you are, why you do it, and what you do, and your interests. And then people can assess whether they want to work with you. This is pretty unique. No one is doing this on a mass scale as I'm aware of within these big organizations. So if you're one of the first people to adopt video bios, you are going to stand out. And if you're an organization that does some cold calling, that reaches out without having that warm contact, this is a good way for people to see right away who you are, and it's going to make you stand out compared to all the other people that are doing the same thing that you are when it comes to generating leads and getting prospects. Another big, this one's huge, is that it makes you look professional and it gives you credibility. Having a website, a YouTube channel, a blog channel, a podcast, these are all elements that allow you to continue to share your knowledge and allows people to get on board with what it is that you're doing. And it just demonstrates that you are a professional, that you know what you're talking about, and it gives people an opportunity to connect with you and make that purchasing decision. And then another aspect of it is it's shareable. So say you reach out to a prospect, they're still deciding whether they want to work with you. They can share your video with their boss or management or other people within the company, and it continues that dialogue, and it's just another way for people to understand who it is that you are. Next is the how. Now this one's pretty big. I'm going to provide you with a couple different options and then give you my official advice on doing something of this nature. But let's start with the the most basic aspect of it, which is filming yourself. So a basic video where you're holding your phone, selfie style, and just maybe you're doing it statically sitting in your chair. I recommend probably standing. It makes you look a little bit more official. Actually helps take away some of the pound adding from the chin if you are looking down. And then basic level 2.0 would be setting it up on a ledge or propping your phone up with a book. And then 3.0 would be to get a stand, a tripod that actually holds your cell phone. Now, I'd only recommend this if you plan on doing future videos and you want to if you want to incorporate video into your content strategy, how you want to promote yourself, then having a stand is essential. Some other pro tips would be film outside or next to a window. Please keep in mind when filming outside, there can be cars going on in the background, so keep your ear to the ground and make sure, not literally on the ground, but just the common phrasing there. Just keep your ears open that, hey, is there loud distracting noise in the background? And that also goes for when you're filming inside. Do you have a refrigerator going? Is there chatter? Those are things to take into consideration. And then last pro tip is make sure you hold your phone horizontally. I think it just looks a lot more professional not having those black bars on either side of the video, and just filling up that full length, because videos are horizontal. They're 1920 by 1080p. If you don't know what that means, pretty much what you need to know is that they are longer width-wise than they are tall. The second option is hiring a videographer. What are the benefits of hiring a videographer? Well, you're going to have a higher quality picture, audio quality. They're going to be able to adjust your background and layout so that way it looks that all the attention goes on you and there's not as many distractions. They might be able to create that blurred effect where you don't where it really does create that separation. Only you are in focus and all the background is out of focus. That's a really nice thing. It's called a bokeh for those of you that are photography video snobs. And then the next one is they can create good lighting. Sometimes they can add graphics. So, and then I think this is the best part is they're doing the hard work for you. It's very hard to do the production side of things and then also do the content. So imagine you're setting up your phone to look all nice. You're pressing the record button. And then you have to remember what you want to say it, and then you might need to edit off the front and the back end so that way people aren't watching you press the button, sit there for a second, then press the button to end it. You're able to take off of those excess features, if you will, and you're able to just focus on what it is that you're trying to convey to your audience. How do you go about hiring a videographer? My recommendation is see other companies out there that are already doing this and ask them, take their recommendation. Next, you can go on sites, local sites like TikTok, or what is it called? Thumbtack, sorry. Thumbtack, that'll help you link up with a videographer in your local area. You can only, if you want to get old school, Craigslist, and then you can also do a Google search and see who's out there. Keep in mind that each of these is going to have a price point. So on some of those more premium sites, you're going to pay a little bit more. Word of mouth, or looking for someone that's maybe a little bit newer in the industry, you're going to get a lower price point, but you get what you pay for. So it's worth it to make this kind of investment because the video is going to last a really long time, hoping that you do the video bio correctly, that you're not saying anything that might be irrelevant in a couple of years. So saying my 5 and 6 year old children, you don't want to say that because next year they're not going to be that age anymore. Or I've been in the industry for this many years, like 11 years, I would just say 10 years plus or 11 years plus. So that way you can continue to have that credibility or feature that you hang your hat on. And I guess I didn't say this, but I also provide these services. So if you're in the Portland area, the Northwest, I can live as a local in a lot of other places around the U.S. So if you ever need somebody, or you just would like an individual consultation on how to script this or how to go about finding a videographer or want recommendations, I'm happy to help out too. You can reach out to me at info@briancargill.com. That's info at BRYANCARGILL.com. All right, yeah, so you guys have stuck it out so far. Thank you. Now my bonus tip or my bonus piece of advice for doing the video bios. What I think is great about doing them is it actually gives you a second to be reflective. It's a good exercise when you're drafting your script and identifying how you want to speak about what you do. It allows you to be concise. You're able to say who you are and think about why it is that you decided to go into this profession. What problem are you solving for your customers? And also honing in on those interesting tidbits that you'd like to share with people, those interesting facts. Those can be, I know a lot of times people go into a conversation and people ask them, well, what do you do? And you don't always have to say exactly what it is. You can say, well, I do this for a living. I like to do this in my free time, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get paid to do X, Y, and Z. And then from there, you're kind of creating a platform, or you're creating a topics list that people can choose from, and you're not dialed in speaking exactly about business relations right away. So I'm going to include, I have some other examples. I've worked with some people in the past. I'm going to put their examples in here, and you'll be able to click in on there and see what they've done for their video bios, get some inspiration, get some ideas. I'm going to put that link in the show notes. But anyway, in conclusion, excuse me again. Yeah, video bios, they are a great way to connect with your audience when you're not even in the room. We've gone over who should do them, what they are, when to get one, where, why you should have one, and how you should go about getting one or creating one yourself.